Okay, welcome boys back to another Grand Cross video. So before I start, I gotta say something. In the description right now, there is a link to a video by Spirit. He went over kind of a massive issue to the game. Basically, it's a couple of people, Addicted Air, if you know him, because he was mentioned in Nagato's video, did get first place in Final Boss. Forgive me, I don't know what the final boss was, I can't remember. But he did get first place, but because of hackers, he ended up coming like third or sixth, or one of them. So I definitely recommend watching that video if you care about fair play or competitive in the game, because this could ruin it. Getting, a high rank, grinding all that way. I know for a fact if I got first place and I got beaten by a cheater, I'll be fuming. So if you care about, fair play or anything to do with the game, definitely go ahead and watch that video, try and share it, trying to get a massive saying, trying to get Netmarble to fix this situation, because it's just effed, it's just effed. Moving on as well, this video we're going to go over which band to summon for, which one should you go for, and kind of go over my opinions. I did just see that Amazing YT, oh wait, no, it's not YT anymore. Amazing uploaded a video similar to this. I think it might be almost the same, but I guess it's good to get two different opinions. He kind of went over from the free-to-play aspect of it, from the looks of it, so definitely go ahead and watch that video before you make your assumption here, and definitely do some research, because never take a YouTube's opinion fully, but, you can definitely go hear other people's opinions. It's always good to see what they're saying, right? So let's just jump in. Okay, so we have the banner here, and let me just quickly start. I kind of want to breeze through it quickly. I want to go into a little bit of detail, but I don't want to be too long of a video. Firstly, both collab characters have three decent characters, good characters. You have Will, Jim, 11, where the Rezero one has, what's it, Amelia, Rem, and Ram. Beatrice kind of like, yeah, he's kind of like comparable to what Mike is. Like, you can use them, but like not really. But like it's, I don't know, they're like the bad ones. You don't want to summon for those two, or those two, right? Where I would say 11 is probably the best collab character ever made, and one of the top tier characters. She's decent, she's good in PvP, she's usable, but we'll have to wait and see in geared, because right now in gear PvP there's a rule that you can't do damage towards type disadvantage. So, well, I mean, you can, but it's so little, so she does nothing towards green characters, which is, there are a lot of green characters, so maybe she'll be a little bit better later on. We'll have to wait and see in gear PvP. And yeah, in PvE content, she's like, her damage is unreal. Like, no collab character comes even close to what damage she can do on like a tier 1 or something, for example, right? So really, I do think if you have enough damage, if you want to do it, definitely go for 11, get one copy of her, because she don't need to be 6'6", yes, she'll be better, but when you go over to the Rezero banner, which you can see on screen now, Amelia's good, but she's more for support character. So what do you weigh more, a DPS at 1.6 or support at 1.6? Because Amelia's nasty, and I still think you should probably get a copy of her as well, but you have to get her duped out. Don't have to, but she's supporting, she's doing like controlling the game. But when she's 6'6" or 4, 5, 6, because she has Lost Phase ultimate, when she ults, she actually kills. So you kind of got away the options there. Personally myself, I'll be going for Amelia 6'6", but then again I did get 11 5'6", but that's kind of RNG, where I'm firming the Amelia 6'6". Thankfully the banner was buffed on global, or it's going to be buffed in global. Now the rates are both the exact same. They're all 0.25, or at least they should be 0.25 for Rezero and global. It wasn't JP, so there's no indication that they're going to buff it, considering they didn't make it higher here. That being said though, the Rezero has been buffed. I made a video already about it, where every 600 damage you do spend on the Rezero banner, you're going to be able to choose one copy of a Rezero character, but also get a refund of 100 diamonds for free. Not free, because you're technically have to spend 600. So essentially, you have to. It's 500 per rotation, but you have to have 600. So it's better. I'm not going to complain about it. The fact that you've done this allowed me to do an extra rotation on String of Things, because I have enough diamonds left over to get Amelia 6'6" now because of that. So it's cheaper to spend it on the Rezero. Plus, to kind of compare them, I would definitely say Rezero characters are better. But 11, I don't know, because Jim is good, Mike is good. But when we go over to Rezero and you look at, Amelia being like such a nasty and toxic support, Rem being broken damage, yes, obviously 11 is probably better than Rem, but Rem is still good. And despite her being red, like, she can heal and recover when she does get 5 orbs, or like max buffs basically. So she's still usable despite her being red and being the one running around, right? And then moving on, you have Ram, nasty support, like just her passive work in the sub for unknown characters. So this is my point. Grand Cross is going down a road where they're forcing you to use 4 mono teams, basically, where you're forced to use a 4, not forced to, but you have to use a 4 demon team for assault money, for example. Then we now have the 4 unknown team, where now we've just got a bunch of humans, and we do have Festival Arthur coming sometime soon for the 2nd anniversary. And we don't know what you could do. He could be a human support, so if that's the case, they're gonna make you use 4 human teams. So you may want to use or get strengthened characters, if that makes sense. Once again, there's no confirmation for that, but you can see my point, right? They're kind of forcing you to use different teams, or like 4 human teams or 4 like race teams. And because they're trying to move away from Gopher. I guess they're trying to not make Green Gopher too powerful. But that being said, though, 11 is nasty. And all of these characters here can be used with, obviously, Green Gopher. So if you value that more than the Rezero characters. But then again, Rezero gets the basic unknown stats. So, I don't know. Personally, I think these characters die way too quick. That's just me, though. Because in Game EP, like, 11 just gets focused straight away. And she does lose HP every time she uses skill. Where the Rezero characters, they get the free unknown basic stats for just having Ram in the sub, and she is free as well. And not to mention, Jim is obviously a free character you get, which, by the way, this is event's bug, so we people know about it. I think they've confirmed it as well, that they're doing a fix tomorrow for it, which you probably just get Jim for free. Maybe even an extra copy, who knows. But yeah, Jim literally just buffs up collab heroes, so honestly, you can probably skip String Things. I mean, I'm sure most of us probably value Rezero more than String Things, but comparing the units, 11's really the only one you want. Jim's free. You can obviously avoid Mike and Will. Yes, Will has an interesting mechanic and interesting kit, but you don't really need him. So I would say 11, get her at least once. She's actually nasty. Where the Rezero one, you want to get obviously all of them just because they are Rezero characters. Not to mention, they actually have a massive PvE value because you have to actually use an unknown team, or you can use an unknown team in the new guild boss. If you want to rank high, I think the go-to team is actually Is it Beatrice, Lolly Merlin, and like Amelia? It's like a full unknown team basically for to get a high score in the new guild boss, which I'll be doing. So I'll definitely make a video on that. But boys, I think that might be wrapping to the video. Once again, let me know what you lot are doing. It's totally up to you. You can, I mean, you have to pick and choose, right? It's a little bit annoying they did it so close together, literally back to back. But the Rezero characters are just probably better, I would say. Like Rem is nasty, so is 11. Jim, good. But like, kind of similar, like very similar to what Rem is, right? But Rem has a better passive, I think so at least, because Jim only buffs up collab heroes. So essentially, with Jim, you want to use a full collab team. So you get my point where they're going towards forcing you to use 4 teams of like the same race, if that makes sense, right? Like Jim now is forcing you to use 4 collab heroes. So it's up to you. I don't know. That's the whole point of the video, right? That's just my opinion. So once again, I'll repeat myself. 11. Probably the best collab character you've ever gotten, so go for her at least once, where you want to get all of the Rezero characters at least once as well, just to have their support. But once again, all skippable. These are all characters you have to buy cosmetics for, so the CC is going to be very low. None of them are like top tier broken, unless you get them duped out. And that's the thing with collab heroes. When they're duped out, they're broken, or they're good, or usable in PvP, basically, is what my point is. Because 11, despite her having like Power Strike, she's probably the worst of the Sariel and Lolly Merlin, I would say, but like not that, don't discredit her like being like super broken or super good. It's just I'd rather use, I mean, it's the meta. When we start getting red characters, then she may pop off, because right now it's heavily blue and green. So Sariel and also Lolly Merlin are popping off a bit, where there's not too many red characters. And once again, maybe my opinion will change a bit when we do see how good she does do in gear PvP. Boys, that's it for today's video. Let me know what you lot are doing. But yeah, thank you for watching, and peace.